This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark Noose.
And good morning, and thanks so much for joining us again today on Columbus Concerns. We're going to talk about one of our favorite topics. It's the fourth annual A Walk in Their Boots, Walk and Run in Gahanna, put on by the American Legion Post 797. And with us is the finance officer, Tom Kneeland, back with us again this year. And we're so glad you stopped by. It's such a great event, and welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, Tom, first of all, A Walk in Their Boots. It's a 5K, correct?
That is correct.
So walk or run, whatever you want to do.
Walk, run, push a stroller, or donate. Whatever you feel is appropriate.
It's coming up on Saturday, March 2nd.
That's correct.
And it's going to be in Gahanna. And where does everybody meet?
So the event is being held at the same place it started at, and it's the Gahanna Veterans Memorial Park right at Creekside at Big Walnut Creek, where US 62 enters into the city and crosses the creek. The park is on the south side of the road, and you can't miss it because there's an eternal flame and a large dedicated brick facility there where veterans have their names inscribed for posterity, and they have a family gathering of different veterans and so forth. So we thought it appropriate to start at Veterans Memorial Park.
Fantastic. And this being the fourth annual, how has the event grown over the years?
I'll tell you what, it's pretty amazing, and we're not shy about talking a little bit about what we've been able to do financially from the beginning. First year, we were able to raise a little over $1,500. We thought, boy, we hit the jackpot this year, right? Second year, we were close to $6,000. Third year, we broke $11,000. So this year, my goal is to hit 25,000.
Wow.
And there's a growing population of veterans that are homeless in Columbus. And that's what I stress the most, is the fact that these are local veterans that are on the streets. They don't just automatically get facilities or be transferred to a facility that our funds go towards to help. But they have to qualify. There's certain things that they have to do too to be able to be part of the facility. And we really have a passion of making sure that these folks have a good path to recovery from homelessness, but also dignity.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you mentioned that. Talk a little bit about the funds that are raised. Where do they go?
So the beginning, when we first started and raised that $1,500, we helped with their emergency food pantry, which they have on site at the Commons at Livingston. Mm-hmm. That's the facility that is on Livingston Avenue, just east of James Road. The facility started out as a 50-room facility. It grew 50 more. When we got involved, they already had 100 units there. Mm-hmm. And since then, they've actually added another building with another 100 units. Now, there's veterans in the new facility too, but it's not dedicated exclusively to veterans right now. But we see that as something that we will be supporting in the future. Well, the emergency food pantry that we supported, there were other groups that are also participating to help that community. Mm-hmm. And we worked with National Church Residences, again, the owners of these properties, to give us a little bit more guidance on what they need. And since we've worked with them, we have been able now to do things like connect the veterans for clothing, transportation, just home goods. You think about somebody coming in off the street, they've got their shirt on their back, that's all they got.
Yeah.
NCR provides them with a home, a roof over their head, but they don't give them like dishes and silverware and things that we take for granted, cleaning supplies and things like that. So our American Legion post, is now working almost automatically with the staff at the Commons at Livingston And between their communication to us and our ability to order things, we can get things into the veterans' hands in a matter of days now. So there's a lot of things that are going on that are pretty much transparent to most people that aren't familiar with what we do. Mm-hmm. But we've gone from emergency food pantry material to home goods and things that these veterans depend on just for survival.
The basic essentials of life.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Tom Kneeland's here, finance officer from American Legion Post 797 in Gahanna. We're talking about the Walk in Their Boots 5K. It's coming up on Saturday, May 2nd in Gahanna. And how can people get more information on the event?
Well, the best thing is to go to the website, easy URL, GahannaVets.org. And right on the front page, everything you need to know about walking our boots is right there. There's also a link that will take you to sign up for the run sign up. And it also has a link if you don't want to be there on that day or can't be there on that day. There's also a method that you can use to just donate too. So we try to make it very, very easy for people to help us with this event.
Is there a deadline for reserving your spot in the 5K?
Well, the only deadline is about 2 weeks out. We're still trying to set the deadline for T-shirts because we're also partnering with America 250 this year. You know the
oh sure.
Well, we upped our number of T-shirts this year from 200, which was the original number of T-shirts that we were giving out free for the first 200 registrants, to 250, just to correlate with America 250. But we're finalizing that detail. But right now it's about 2 weeks out from May the 2nd. So I have to back that up, and I don't know the date off the top of my head, but it's 2 weeks prior to the event, which is, again, May 2nd on Saturday.
Can somebody show up day of the race and just participate?
Absolutely. And we encourage that. Last year, we saw a number of people, and I don't know if you remember the weather last year, but it rained the entire day. It was cold. We had 300 people show up in the rain. There was probably another 50 or 100 from the initial 200 that we had signed up that just showed up just to show their support for this and also to contribute to the efforts that we have going for that.
Well, I know this is something that this is your fourth annual, that over the years, not only is the American Legion involved, but the entire Gahanna community gets involved as well.
Oh, you better believe it. And, there's a lot of people that Gahanna is a very veteran-centric community and a very community-centric community. So there's a lot of events like this that go on for different reasons, but it seems like this veteran event that we have for homelessness has been supported from day one, and we're really, really thankful to the Gahanna community and also the surrounding communities, because we don't just limit this to Gahanna people. This is now we've expanded with help from our person that's helping us with our marketing, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say or not, but I would like to shout out Betty Clark, who is the owner of CP Media up in Dublin. She's been just a fantastic partner to help us get things in order so that we can communicate better. And it's just been a great opportunity for us to work with her and make this happen.
Well, I know anytime we do a show like this and we talk to someone who's organizing an event, we always ask them about the sponsors, because without the sponsors, it really wouldn't be an event at all. Talk about who helps you make this happen.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I'm really excited. I'm sitting here waiting to be able to tell you. First off, I want to give a big shout out to Lou Griffin Insurance. Lou is a Gahanna and Jefferson Township resident, and he has been with us from day one. He has been our main sponsor, undocumented sponsor, right, that has done all the T-shirts for us for 3 years already, and he's already made the commitment for another one, another year this year. Mm-hmm. But this year was our first year where we, decided we wanted to get additional sponsors for the event, and the presenting sponsors all the way down from the presenting sponsor down about 4 levels, and give people an opportunity to get their business or their organization to partner with us to do that. Well, this year we actually have National Church Residences, who is the owner of this property, has signed up to be our presenting sponsor this year, which is huge because that's going to bring $5,000 to the table that we didn't have before. And that shows their commitment also to the homeless veteran population that we have that they serve. And through them, they're going to allow us to help more of the veterans with their commitment.
Well, don't make any plans for Saturday, March 2nd, except
May.
for one. Saturday, May 2nd.
May 2nd.
I said March. I can't keep my month straight. It is Saturday, May 2nd. Don't make any plans for that date because you want to be in Gahanna for the Walk in Their Boots 5K put on by the American Legion Post 797, and Tom Kneeland is here telling us all about it. And again, the website address?
GahannaVets.org.
Saturday, May 2nd is going to be the Walk in Their Boots 5K. It's fun, these 5K events. A lot of times you'll get families or groups or even businesses that get their employees together, and it's a fun time and really a team-building event for them, too.
Absolutely. We have trophies that we give out for the largest community team, the largest local business team, and also the largest first responder team. Last year, the Gahanna Division of Police have a group that every year they run or walk. Actually, they run and they carry, a flag that shows who they are and everything, and they go in full pack. And I mean, it's an amazing thing to see. But we also have community groups that are neighborhoods that get involved. And we had one of the local community groups that won a trophy last year. Then we had the local business community, which was Jess Howard. They have been amazing to turn out with over 40 people.
Oh, wow.
On their team. It's amazing. It brings tears to your eyes when you see how much support you get, just because people really care about veterans and their health and their welfare. So it's really an amazing thing to see how much support there is.
I imagine you get a lot of support from the city of Gahanna as well.
City of Gahanna works with us very well. We've this year we're looking at having to move the event temporarily because the Creekside area where we hold this event is under construction. So we're still in a bit of flux trying to figure out where, if there's going to be any impact for us on that. There's other events that are going on at the same time, but we want to make sure that right now, we're solid on the Gahanna Veterans Memorial Park, but we want to make sure that there's no issue with any of the construction going on, which there shouldn't be.
Is there any opportunities for volunteers to get involved to help you out?
You bet. And actually, the same website will take you to a place where you can get a link on that website to actually volunteer to help us. And again, GahannaVets.org, and help us out.
What are some of the jobs that the volunteers will be doing?
Well, number one, you won't break a sweat.
Okay.
Because you're not going to be running or walking. What you're going to do if you volunteer, most of what we have available or what we want people to help us with is, number one, welcoming our participants who come to the event, thank them for being part of this and helping us, do what we do, but also course wayfinding. We use the trails of Gahanna, and there's areas where they're marked well, but we want to have people that are stationed along that route to make sure everybody stays on the trail that they're supposed to be on, and they don't get turned around and they end up in Reynoldsburg. So, and that won't happen, honestly. They can't get across the creek. But anyway, we really want just volunteers that thank people and smile and welcome, the participants and just offer a little bit of encouragement to those that are actually doing the run and doing the walk.
Tom, let's go back to the very first event that you had. What was the origin of all this? How did you get the ball rolling?
Our Legion Post, and I've been a member now for 23 years, we always used to do I call it the normal things for veterans. We would contribute at Christmas time to the VA hospital, or just look for ways to make small donations to different groups that are supporting other veterans. And we decided as a post, we really wanted to go to that next level and take on something that was very meaningful, and we could repeat it every year and be able to put our name on this and say, look, this is the kind of thing that we commit to help our brother and sister veterans that have fallen on hard times and so forth. And after that discussion, we had a lot of folks that said, yeah, let's do this. And it just, here we are. It became reality. So we're very thankful that we've got people that help us put this on.
How many members does the Post have?
Wow, that's a great question. We're over 300 right now. Mm-hmm. I don't have the exact number because I'm not the membership officer. That changes weekly. Mm-hmm. Just people sign up. And unfortunately there's people that pass, and it's a number in flux, but in that 300 range right now.
Tom Kneeland's here. He's the finance officer for the American Legion Post 797, and we're talking about the 4th annual A Walk in Their Boots. It's a 5K in Gahanna. It is on Saturday, May 2nd, and the website to sign up?
GahannaVets.org.
Yeah, we're going to keep repeating that because we want folks to go there, and we want to get as many folks out as possible. I guess over the years that your post has been working with the homeless veterans, there have been a lot of stories about how you guys have really helped the vets there. Do you have a story you could tell us about a homeless vet who's been helped?
Actually, there's a partnership that we continue to work on. I'm also with the Knights of Columbus in New Albany, and we have a military or a patriotism degree that works on helping veterans as well. Well, occasionally they have things that are donated to them. Then they look for help distributing those to veterans that have the need. Well, as an example, there was a brand new, about a year old electric wheelchair that this was a battery operated wheelchair. It provided some flexibility and freedom to a veteran that we actually were able to identify at the Commons at Livingston, who was a homeless veteran that is now, in that facility. Mm-hmm. Well, partnering with them, with this Knights Columbus group, we were able to provide this veteran who needed it tremendously just to get out of his apartment. He couldn't even get out of his apartment. Walkers were very difficult for him, and this wheelchair was just an amazing thing and a gift for him, because now that made him mobile, and he was able to start fraternizing with all the rest of the residents and things. It was just life-changing.
Mm-hmm. I imagine, a lot of people probably think to themselves, we have a lot of programs for veterans, government programs, local programs, state programs, the Veteran Services Commissions in every county and everything. And they probably think to themselves, how does a vet get to be homeless? Because you'd think that those were the last people that we would allow to become homeless. How does it happen?
That if I knew that, I could publish a book. Circumstances are always different for every person, and it could be things that they've brought home from warfare that have affected them, that then cause issues possibly with drugs or any other addictions and things, losing their job. I mean, there's so many. It's the same thing for veterans that it is for anybody else that is homeless. So there's not one specific thing, but things like PTSD have a big impact on veterans, that have come from a war zone. I know that's a big issue for them.
Well, let's go over the basics one more time, just so if somebody's listening and they want to get involved in a walk in their boots, they can do so. The website address is GahannaVets.org. It's easy to remember. And, of course, the event is coming up on Saturday, May 2nd. Again, where do people go if they want to get involved?
They go to GahannaVets.org, and they have lots of options there that they can pick to either sign up to run and walk or volunteer or anything else. So And I would be derelict if I didn't at least thank our sponsors one more time.
Sure, go right ahead.
I really want to make sure that they understand that this is an important event, and without their help, we couldn't do it. But Lou Griffin Insurance, who does all the T-shirts for us, and also National Church Residences, who not only do they own the facility and house these veterans, men and women, veterans that were homeless, but they've also become our large sponsor this year. And without them, we would still be trying to figure out ways to grow. So it's just a blessing. I would like to shout out Betty Clark, who is the owner of CP Media up in Dublin. She's been just a fantastic partner to help us get things in order so that we can communicate better. And it's just been a great opportunity for us to work with her and make this happen.
So on Saturday, May 2nd, do you have dedicated parking for all the folks who come out?
Yeah, we have parking for all the handicapped at the park where the parking lot is for the park, and that'll be designated for handicap only. But then we also have behind our facility, behind the park, there's a massive parking lot at the Gahanna Swim Club. So it's within walking distance. And, we look forward to let us know if you need help finding parking, because we're going to be there, and all you got to do is stop and ask, and we'll guide you to where you need to be.
Where's the start and stop on the route that you're taking?
The start is at the park, at Gahanna Veterans Park, and the stop is at Gahanna Veterans Park. So it's a big loop on the trail that Gahanna has, and that's where all this wayfinding and help, make sure people stay on the path and the trail, because you'll start at, the park, and you'll wind your way around the trail, go through the creekside area, and you'll be back and you'll end at the trail. And honestly, that's a one thing people say, well, how do you determine times and winners? And we don't have, the winners are the veterans who are benefiting from this event. To start and stop is what we say are the winners and losers, right? Those that are not losers. Obviously, there's no loser. It's all win, because they come out and they support this. But winners are those that come and support these veterans, and they make the commitment to do the trail and start and finish.
I know for a lot of these walks, where the start and finish is kind of a carnival-like atmosphere, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we've tried to grow that a bit, because the first year we did it, and at the time of year that we started these, the weather wasn't the best, so we had to do some launch of the race or the event, so that people weren't like out in the rain and stuff like we had last year. We had 300 people in the all-day rain, but it doesn't seem like people cared. They want to be there. It's we make an event out of it, and it's not carnival-like, but it's very appropriate for the veterans, because we have different sponsors of not necessarily funding, but people that come in and supporters, I would say, is probably the right word for that, where they come in and they thank all the veterans by being there and trying to help any way they can.
I know a lot of these events like this, they raise money in different ways. Sometimes they have a registration fee for those involved, and sometimes they have those people get pledges and get money from their friends. How does yours work?
Ours this year, we've done some changes over the years, because we were really trying to find that sweet spot. This year, the entry fee for adults, which is 13 and up, is $25. Children under 13 are free. They just come, and we encourage them, bring the kids, show them what it's like to support our fellow man and woman, the people that are protecting our country.
Well, Tom, one more time, let's run over everything. It's going to be on Saturday, May 2nd in Gahanna. It's called A Walk in Their Boots, and it's a 5K put on by the American Legion, Post 797. And it looks like you're going to get bigger and better every year, and it's something that's going to keep going on in Gahanna.
Yeah, and Mark, I really appreciate your willingness to help us with this, because this is so important. And we look forward to a long-term relationship with you guys.
I will see you every spring.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. And again, the website address,
GahannaVets.org.
Tom Kneeland has been our guest finance officer for American Legion Post 797. And, of course, mark Saturday, May 2nd on your calendar for the 5K. It's a walk in their boots. We're so glad you joined us this morning, and we hope you join us again next week for another edition of Columbus Concerns.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.